What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Mika Chanel, back with another edition of Mika Chanel is Just Saying. Today we're talking about The Real Housewives of Cheshire, season number 1, episode number 7, you guys. I'm so sorry I didn't blog last week about episode number 6. It really wasn't much to blog about anyways. The only thing they really did was go chicken herding, which was very weird, and look at some vultures. Excuse me. Anyways, so let's start off. Let's go ahead and kick off episode number 7. It starts off with Lauren. She goes over to Ampika's house because she wants to get the gossip about everything that happened on the girls' trip after she left. Because, Lauren left the girls' trip early to go to Arizona to be with her husband. And I guess he had some business he needed to take care of in Arizona. So she left the trip early or whatever. So, she goes over to Ampika's just to get the gossip or whatever, and she tells Ampika like, oh, well, Paul, he wants to move to Arizona, but that's probably not going to happen. I don't want to move to Arizona. And so Ampika, she's like, so what happened when I left with, with all the ladies or whatever? And so Ampika's just like, they were going in on you, but I did bring up the fact that you're having marital issues, and that could possibly be why you are a little bit on edge. And and Lauren is just like, no, it has nothing to do with that. I'm on edge because these bitches get on my nerves. That's why I'm on edge, because I was sick of hearing Dawn talking. That's why I'm on edge. It has nothing to do with my marriage. But they kept like talking over each other, and it's just kind of hard to like hear and understand what's going on when Lauren and Ampika are talking, because they both talk a lot and they both talk kind of over each other. But I guess the both of them know what the other one is saying, because they seem to have come to some kind of conclusion that whatever Ampika did was okay. Anyway, so in the next scene, you see Dawn is at her house. She surprises her husband with the picture. Remember, we saw a few episodes ago, her and her daughter took, her 4 daughters took a family portrait or whatever. So she surprises her husband with this portrait of her and the girls, and it's just all of the ladies in his life that matter the most, And he's like, oh, I have such a beautiful family. And then Dawn sits him down to talk to him about, the girls' weekend. And she tells him about how, they get on the frozen pizza topic, about how Lauren, says something about, frozen pizza won't be the same. And her husband kind of laughs about it. And then she's like, well, I guess it's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. I'm like, Dawn, it's not funny to you now. You're only trying to like change it up because your husband found it funny. We know you don't find it funny because you're going through it. And of course you don't find it funny because you're in the middle of it. This is what you want to do. You want people to take you seriously about the decision that you're trying to make, But at the same time, it's funny to me. It's funny to your husband. It was funny to everybody else about the frozen pizza comment, however insensitive it may have been. So she's like, oh, it's funny now that we're talking about it, but I'm still upset with Lauren. No, you don't feel it's funny. You're just only saying that because your husband laughed a little bit about it, which was kind of insensitive on his part. But he already made his stance clear that he was not trying to have any more kids. He doesn't understand why she would want to have more kids at this point. They have 4 kids. They're both of mature age. They're in their 40s, and he just wants to live his life and raise the girls that he has, the kids that he has, and just kind of move on or whatever. So I think that Dawn maybe kind of seeing the light a little bit, hopefully, with her husband saying that, and then kind of laughing about the little joke or whatever that Laura made. So I don't know. We'll see. He just tells her that she needs to talk to Ampika because she keeps going in on the fact that she's upset with Ampika about defending Lauren or whatever. So he's just like, you know what, you need to just go ahead and talk to her or whatever. And then speaking of Ampika, she is getting ready for her salon's 1-year anniversary. She's just getting everything set up, and then we start seeing the ladies, people arrive at the party. All the ladies come except for Magali and Dawn. I'm not sure if Magali was invited or not. We did not get a clear explanation of why Magali wasn't there. But I do know that Dawn was not invited. It was like an invitation only type thing. Dawn was not invited. Her and Pika's agony aunts come in, and what are their names? Oh my goodness, what are her agony aunts? names. What are their friggin' names, you guys? I can't even think of what their name. Oh, Nick and Royston. So they come in and ask Ampika. But before, you know what? Before I get to that, let me. So Ampika is talking to Lauren and no, Tanya and Leanne are talking to Lauren, and because this is the first time that they've seen her since the trip or whatever, and they're just like, you know, do you understand why Don was so upset or whatever? And Lauren's just like, look, I had a lot of champagne. I don't really remember everything I said. I probably said some crazy things, but whatever, it's over. Let's move on. I'm like, Lauren, you know, you remember everything that you said that night. It's just you want to move on. So you want everybody else to move on. You won't talk about it anymore, which is fine. Whatever. Let's pretend it didn't happen. I mean, I'm known to do that too. I'm not even faulting you for that, but you know, you remember exactly what you said. So don't try and act like you don't. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so her and Tanya basically discussed that, and Leanne is just like, you know, just go ahead and apologize to Don, and we can get over it. Lauren's like, bullshit, I'm over apologizing. I'm not apologizing to any damn body for any damn thing. And so Tanya then for some reason moves on and tells him that she's interviewing a nanny. And I guess but Lauren, for one, can't believe that Tanya doesn't have the nannies already. And then Leanne is just like, I would think she would have full-time nannies because she's got boys or whatever, but I don't think it's unusual for anybody not to have a nanny, but I guess in the life that they come from, it's just unusual because Lauren is just like, well, you know that Tanya is not true Cheshire because everyone in Cheshire has help. And I'm like, really? Everybody in Cheshire has help? Are you sure about that? You know, like, I mean, I don't understand the whole nanny thing. Like, how busy are you that you need someone living with you to help you take care of your kids? Isn't that what you and your husband are supposed to be doing? I mean, I understand you need a babysitter from time to time to get out, have some date nights or whatever, but I don't understand the whole live-in help or whatever. But at the same time, I don't have the money to afford live-in help. So maybe if I could afford live-in help, I would think a different way. I don't know, you know, I don't know. It just still seems weird. I do always wish that I had like an on-call nanny though. Somebody that I could call on like a Saturday night, maybe like around 6 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, I think me and my husband are going to go out tonight. Can you just come on over? I know it's short notice or whatever, but you're on the payroll. You know, I would like something like that. I don't know if I would need anybody necessarily to live in with me and take care of my kids on a daily basis, but a couple times a week, I would like a little break or whatever. You know, y'all know how much babysitters charge these days? We pay our babysitter $10 an hour. That seems a lot to me, because when I was a teenager, my friends, or my sister's friends, because my sister is like 12 years older than me, so they were like a lot older, they had their families or whatever, and when I was a teenager, they would just give me like $20, $25 for the night, and sometimes I would keep them overnight, sometimes I keep them for a few hours, but I never really made more than $20, $25. Now these kids, these teenagers now are talking about $10 an hour, and I'm just like, so we're out at a place, and I'm sitting there looking at the clock like, you know what I'm saying? We on the clock now, $10, okay, $20, okay, $30, okay, $40. Once I get to $50, I'm like, okay, it's time to go home, okay? Anyway, so that's kind of that, but I just really thought that it was really hilarious. And then Ampika, for some reason, gives gifts at this party to all of her staff, which I thought was hilarious. Tanya thought it was hilarious. Tanya thought it was ridiculous and a little bit pretentious. I don't know if I thought it was I don't know if I thought it was pretentious. I just thought it was hilarious because I'm like, it's just an anniversary of your salon, girl. It's not like, you know, your employees, you know what I'm saying, work anniversary or something. That's some private things. You want to give them gifts. That's something that you do before you have the party or whatever. So I just thought it was a little weird to take time out from the party to do that. But whatever, Tanya just did not understand it. Tanya was not happy about that. The fact that she did that at the party. Anyway, so like I was saying before, Ampika's agony aunts, Nick and Royston, they arrive at the party. They want to know where Dawn is. They're like, where's our good girl Dawn? Because I guess they've been really good friends with Dawn. I guess Ampika met them through Dawn. So they're really a lot closer with Dawn. So they're just like, they didn't understand why she wasn't there. And then Pika's just like, look, Dawn doesn't support me. She says that she's on my side, but she doesn't support me. She's never been to my salon. So I don't feel like I would want her to be at I don't feel like I would want her to be here to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of my salon, and she's never been here or whatever. So they keep telling her, I'm not sure if it was Nick or Royston that was telling her, like, you know, you just sound really bitter. You know, maybe you need to just go ahead and talk to Dawn about whatever it is that's bothering you. And then Pika's just like, she's a fake friend, and I don't have time for fake friends. So I mean, I kind of see where Pika's coming from, but at the same time, I mean, it's just like, I mean, maybe she just doesn't want any services at your salon, but at the same time, if she's still your friend and you guys are in this social group together, just go ahead and invite her to the party. I don't understand where that's come from. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Dawn myself, so I probably wouldn't have invited her just because of that. But, you know, you guys are all in this circle group. So, I mean, this social group. So go ahead and invite the lady. You know, I don't know. But, and Pika had her reasons and she voiced them and said she wasn't going back on them. Leanne feels a little uncomfortable that Pika did not invite Dawn, because when Dawn walks away from her agony aunt, she goes over to talk to Tanya and Leanne, and Leanne is in Lauren, and they're all like, well, where's Dawn? And you know, and Pika says it's kind of the same story, and Leanne feels a little bit uncomfortable because Leanne is like, you know, she knows that Dawn and is a good friend to Pika, but you know, she just doesn't understand, you know, what's going on or whatever. Because, you know, Leanne just cannot go against Dawn for whatever reason, even if she's wrong. Sometimes I think that Dawn knows that Leanne is, I mean, sometimes I think Leanne knows that Dawn is not in the right, but she's just wants to not call her on it for whatever reason she has. I mean, maybe she thinks that being a good friend is not calling your friend out on the BS that she does. Or maybe she just wants to just stay in Dawn's good graces. I don't know, but Leanne does not seem to want to call Dawn out on anything. Anyway, so the party went off. It seemed like everybody had, you know, an okay time or whatever. So the next day we see Leanne and Dawn. They're walking their dogs through the park. And Leanne wastes no time to let Dawn know that she went to Pika's party, and that Pika did not invite her because Pika is salty about the fact that Dawn has not been to the salon in the last year. And Dawn's like, oh my God, I have a job. I have 4 kids. I've been very, very busy over the last year, so I did not know that. And if she felt that way about me, then she should have came and told me that instead of telling everybody that or whatever. I don't think that Pika's reason for not inviting Dawn, I don't think it was because Dawn has never been to her salon. I just think it was more just Pika being spiteful. Her and Dawn had an argument and she was still a little upset. I think that's what it was, more so than the fact that Dawn had never been to her salon in a year or whatever. But you know, if that's what the story Pika wants to go with, she can go with that. But Dawn is just like, she doesn't understand it, and she's just going to have a discussion with Pika. So, in the next scene, we see Tanya. She is interviewing nannies. So, she invites Pika over because I guess Pika has gone through, like, she said like 16 or 17 nannies. She only has one son, and he's only like, I mean, he's not even 10 years old. I'm like, how do you go through that many nannies? Maybe something's wrong with you, Pika. I'm just saying. Anyway, so her and then also Tanya's assistant, I believe her name is Kitty. She goes, you know, she's helping, and you know, they get some good candidates or whatever. Tanya's a little worried about this 24-year-old or 22-year-old or something like that girl, but because she doesn't have a picture, she's like assuming that this girl is like a beautiful supermodel type or whatever. So she's really concerned about that because she doesn't want to be a statistic. Now y'all know what's going on in the news with these men sleeping with their nannies and, you know what I'm saying, having to get divorced and all of this and all that. Tanya's like, I don't want to go through all that, okay? I just want to make sure from jump, okay, that this is a woman that my husband is not going to be attracted to. Anyway, so it all goes off without a hit, and it's actually the 24-year-old that Tanya wants to hire. So, In the next scene, we see Leanne. She's going to get her hair done, and she's telling the hairdresser that she's getting the ladies together for a girls' night out. They're going to go to this art show that one of their friends' husbands, I guess he's an artist, so he's having an exhibit of his paintings or whatever. And then afterwards, they're all going to go clubbing. So Leanne's really excited about that. She looks like she's the club type. Her and Tanya look like they know how to turn up, okay? But before we get to the ladies' night out, we're gonna go to Lauren's house where she's trying to pick out an outfit for the ladies' night out, and then her husband Paul surprises her with a Range Rover. Now, I thought it was a nice gift until he started talking about her driving. So then he says that she's like the most horrible driver. She's a great wife, a great cook, but she's just a horrible driver or whatever. So then I'm thinking like, okay, well, Paul, why did you buy her a Range Rover of all the cars if you know she's a bad driver? A Range Rover is huge, okay? Why didn't you buy her a Prius or a little small Audi or something? You know what I mean? Like, why you gonna get her this big old Range Rover and then complain about her driving? Because the whole time she's like going for a test drive in the car, he's like telling her you're taking the wrong route, you're doing this, you're doing that. I'm just like, okay, now I understand what Lauren meant in the beginning when she said they're just like fire and ice and they are just constantly at battle, like all the time. But for some reason, in the first episode when they show her husband, I thought he was a lot older than he actually is. Because I thought he looked a lot older, but I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to that because they only showed him very briefly in the first episode. But whatever. Anyways, I'm thinking, why the hell you buy her a Range Rover if you know she can't damn drive? That was the wrong thing to buy her. Anyway, so that's kind of that. So, Dawn is going, the ladies are on their way to the party. Dawn is riding in the limo with her personal assistant, and her name is, what is her name? You guys, I wrote it down. Nicola. And then she's also in the car with Nick and Royston, and Pika refers to as her agony aunts. So they're in there, and Nick and Royston waste no time letting Dawn know that Ampika was talking mess about her at the 1 year anniversary for her salon, saying that she has not been to the salon in like a year. That's why she was not invited. She's really upset about that. They tell Dawn that Ampika is jealous of her. Like, they just feel, oh, she's just really jealous of you. She's just really jealous of you. So I'm like, okay, what kind of friends are you guys? I thought you guys were Ampika's friends. But remember when they were on that one episode, I don't know if it's episode 2 or I think it was episode 3 or may have been episode 4. And they were on there and Ampika was like spilling her guts. But then the advice that they gave her, in my opinion, was not the advice that a friend would give. So now I understand they're not real friends of Ampika's, and they may not be real friends of Dawn's, but right now it seems like they got Dawn's back a lot more than they've got Ampika's back, okay? So now I understand why they weren't really paying attention to what Ampika was saying and giving her, the opposite advice that I would think a friend would give her in the situation that she was describing. So this puts Dawn in a bad mood. She's really upset at this point with Ampika, and she kind of wants to confront Ampika, but she can't because Ampika is not coming to the art show or the ladies' night out because her ex-husband's father died, and so she is going to be with her ex-husband, so she's not going to be at the party, so Dawn cannot confront her. But Magali comes into the art exhibit. Now Magali comes in, and she comes in like a damn wrecking ball. Magali is like, who is the artist up in here? Why are these paintings so crazy? And then the artist walks up and she's like, look, I don't understand, like, why you have these pictures and who are buying these crazy looking pictures. They look crazy. He's like, well, my paintings go for 25,000 euros. And she's like, are you serious? Who the hell are buying these paintings is what I want to know. He's like, well, I got a buyer here right now. And Magali's like, can I meet him? Because I want to know the fool that was crazy enough to buy this fucking painting for 25,000 euros. Magali was like on fire. I'm like, girl, tone it down a little bit. I mean, I understand you may not like it. I didn't like the paintings either, but you can't be saying that to the artist's face. That's just rude. And I'm sure those drinks were complimentary that you were drinking, okay? Don't be being rude to the person that's providing you with free alcohol, okay? Be a little nice until you leave, then talk mess. I mean, why can't people get this through their head? Just talk mess behind people's backs. Isn't that how it was always done from the beginning? Anyway, so Dawn arrives at the art show. She goes over to Leanne and Tanya, and she just starts telling them what Nick and Royston was telling her in the limo. And Tanya is just like, you should talk to Dawn. You should talk to Ampika instead of talking to us and talking to everybody else about the problems that you have. And Dawn is like, I do that. I go to the person. But why would Ampika go to someone? If she had a problem with me, she should have come to me. And Tanya's like, but you're doing the same thing right now. Instead of going to Ampika, you're coming to us with this problem or whatever. And then Dawn, like, I guess she does her finger like this and she pokes Tanya. I don't think she really meant anything by it because she immediately apologized to Tanya for poking her. But this just pissed Tanya off, and this just kind of sets Tanya's night off. This sets Tanya's night off on just a bad foot. She has to like remove herself from them. She goes to the bathroom to try to calm down. Apparently, like just Dawn poking her in the arm like that, even though Dawn did apologize. I saw Dawn apologize for doing it, and so this just kind of like, ruined things. So Tanya is like drawing a line and saying like, fuck a Dawn. I ain't got time for her ass, okay? So anyway, but they all pull it together. Leanne talks to Tanya and just like, look, I don't want you and Dawn to be arguing. Just kind of stay out of it. Tanya's like, but she poked me. I can't stay out of it. I'm pissed off at this point. But anyway, so they all end up going to the club together, and just have fun. Tanya's like, I have a babysitter. I'm going to the club. I am not going to let her ruin my night. I want to have fun. I'm like, I hear you. Don't let anybody ruin your damn night. Have as much fun as you fucking can. Let them motherfuckers be miserable on the other side of the room, okay? So when they get to the club, Dawn feels like it's a good time to pull Magali to the side because she wants to tell Magali about what happened with Tanya and everything. And I'm a little confused. I'm like, Dawn, why are you running to Magali to tell Magali what happened? Like, you keep saying that if you have a problem with somebody, you're going to talk to that person. But yeah, you keep going back and talking to other people, everybody else besides the person you have an issue with. And it's like you're trying to get people on your side. And which is what I think she's doing with Magali. She's trying to get Magali on her side. And even Magali is seeing through the bullshit. Magali is just like, you can't try to get me on your side. I want to know the whole story. So I'm going to go to Tanya to get the rest of the story. I'm not just going to take your word for it and then get upset with anybody else. And I don't really know what's going on. So Magali at some point goes and talks to Tanya, and Tanya explains to her what happened, everything that went down with Ampika and Dawn poking her. So then Magali's like, okay, now I got the full picture and I understand what Dawn is trying to do. Dawn is trying to get people on her side. Anyway, so in the midst of all of that, Paul, who is Lauren's husband, he shows up, and Lauren's excited to see her husband. He surprises her. He comes out on the girls' night or whatever. He says something, though. He goes to, he said, oh, somebody's missing. Oh, Ampika's missing. And they're like, yeah, her father-in-law died. And he makes a joke like, oh, of what? I hope it wasn't anything serious. And then he starts laughing, and I'm just like, are you really being real right now? Like, if someone dies, of course it's something serious, whether they died of natural causes or they died of some kind of illness. It's serious because someone is dead and people are grieving. I couldn't believe he said that, but whatever. He seems to have a kind of twisted type of personality, and then he kind of teases Dawn as well about, because Dawn was being very quiet, and they kind of tease her about not talking, and he joins in, which clearly Lauren has been talking to him about what's going on with Dawn. Otherwise, he wouldn't really have an opinion about any of this. So they're dancing and having a good time, and Leanne is showing her moves. She's doing a split. She's shaking her ass on the dance floor. They're having a good time. So for some reason, Dawn decides to pull Lauren to the side. She pulls Lauren to the side, and, she's just telling Lauren again how upset she was about the frozen pizza comment. Lauren kind of sort of gives an apology and then just says, but I stand by what I said. I mean, you're 41 years old. I mean, I don't understand why you would want to, freeze your eggs or whatever. And then Lauren's husband walks up and Lauren tells him like she's 41 and she wants to freeze her eggs. He's like, oh, are they good eggs or whatever? And then he laughs about it. But Lauren is just really upset. And at the end of the day, she calls Lauren's husband, Dawn is upset. Dawn calls Lauren's husband a chauvinistic pig, which upsets Lauren because Lauren is just like, I would never talk to anyone's husband in that way. I feel like Paul probably should have stayed out of any conversation. He probably should have just hung back. You know what I mean? Just, gave his wife support or whatever, but not really engaged in conversation with the ladies. I just really hate when the husbands come in and have these conversations with the women because it's not their place. Even if they're making a joke, it's really not their place. Let the ladies deal with whatever the ladies are dealing with, but at the same time, I get where Lauren is coming from. Lauren is just like, I have enough issues at home. I come out with you ladies because I want to release. I want to have fun. I don't want everything to be so serious. But then I come out and there's arguing and there's, and there's people crying and things like that. I get it. I'm the same way. When I go out, I don't want to have any drama with my girlfriends. I just want to have a good time because I got enough drama at home. It's not like a lot of drama at home, but it's just a lot of responsibility at home. So when you go out with your friends, you just don't want to have things so heavy. You just want to have everything light and everybody having fun. So I understand where Lauren is coming from, but maybe she might want to... just kind of pull it back a little bit, Lauren. I understand that, you just want things to run smoothly and you just want people to be happy and just leave their problems at home. But everybody can't do that, Lauren. But at the same time, I do think that Dawn is a damn drama queen. I do think that she wants people on her side. And so... I don't know. I guess we're going to see how the last few episodes play out. Because like I said, this is episode number 7 already, right? Is this number 7? Did I say this was number 7? Yeah, this is episode number 7 already. So there's only like 3 more episodes to go. I'm hoping that it kind of livens up a little bit. Because it started out good. Now it's getting a little boring. But I do actually... feel like I like each one of the ladies individually. And, even though Leanne gets on my nerves, Dawn gets on my nerves, I think individually I still like the ladies and I would like to see more episodes from them. So maybe next season, maybe there will be another season for these ladies. Anyways, tell me, what did you guys think about episode number 7? I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed just seeing Leanne break it down on the dance floor. I mean, I could see why she married to the black man now. She was shaking it. She got a little rhythm. She was doing little splits or whatever. Even if she don't have rhythm, she was still shaking it. Don't be afraid to get out on the dance floor and just do your thing. Do you, okay? It don't matter if you look crazy or not. Just do you. Anyways, that's all I have for Real Housewives of Cheshire season 1, episode number 7. I hope you all enjoyed this vlog. Like I say all the time, subscribe to my blog, comment on my blog, leave some positive comments. If you don't have any positive comments, leave some constructive criticism. I'm okay with that as long as you're not being rude and nasty. It is what it is, okay? Until next time, you guys, please stay real, stay safe, and stay tuned to Mika Chanel Is Just Saying. Bye-bye.